I've just purchased the best machine in the universe. Almost. But this here is a CNC machine. Without a computer. And without numerical... No, there is numerical controls. It's like we have the dials and stuff. There was a guy on the German eBay which was like, I need to get rid of this thing. I don't care, just take it. For money, of course, not for free. I want to make a wax seal or stamp to seal letters. Yeah, let's go. Let's do this shizzle. First we need a wooden base to hold everything with a couple of divots to hold the candle. And on top of that we need a holder thingamajiggy, which will hold the spoon. And then alongside of it is the stamp. But we are going to start with the spoon. I recently got this chunky piece of brass that I chose to turn the spoon portion of the spoon out of it. Your eyes don't deceive you, the chuck is running very untrue. And that is, weirdly enough, intentional, because I want to make the tiny nibbon of the spoon from the same material. I also left some material so I can hold it back in the chuck and turn the other side. This. So as you can clearly tell, this was very important to leave enough material for this tiny nibbon. That was very, very important to do. Nevertheless, you live and you learn. And you leave again. I was quite conservative with the amount of material I remove from the inside of the spoon, as I didn't want to break through the walls. So we have somewhat of a thick crack spoon. So I've decided it was a good time to get rid of the shaft. I don't need it anymore. After a bit of sanding and polishing, I've managed to get somewhat mirror-like, but it's pretty useless as it's going over a flame, which will remove the finish immediately. Cannot believe I did all of this just to get this tiny nibbon that I could otherwise do differently. Not sure if you can see it on camera, but the screw portion of this piece is completely bent, which I tried fixing with a hammer, which seems to do the job, so I'm a happy camper. Here's my human clutch demonstration, just if you're wondering what is this atrocity. But on brass pieces, that seems to be okay. However, at some point I really need to get a real holder for these taps. There are certainly better ways to turn square stock on the lathe, but since I want to use the pantograph already, I've decided to make kind of a round cylinder so I can hold it better in the chuck. So that's what we are going to do. It took quite a while actually, so I don't know if it's very efficient, but it's delicious. this. I hope you understand where I'm going with this. Okay. Oop. That. Okay, looks pretty good. Whoop! Uh-oh. We might have a problem. As we've clearly established, this is not a CNC machine, meaning we need a physical object that we want to copy from, like a positive mold or thing like that. So what is it? Like, do we carve it out of wood or do we, well, I found a way to make it a CNC machine in a very, very roundabout way. We are going to model the stamp in the computer and then we are going to 3D print the object with a 3D printer and then we're gonna copy it into the metal. I want to thank Lego for sending me this, including a washing curing station. They didn't pay me absolutely zero except like give me the machine, so I can do whatever I want with it and say whatever I want with it. So hopefully this works out. even though 3D printing was very exciting to me and I want to see what kind of stuff we can use for the pantograph, unfortunately the print that I'm printing right now is the only successful, semi-successful print that I managed to get out of this printer. I've tried everything, warming the resin, aligning, readjusting, I don't know, everything I could see online. But I came to the conclusion that maybe 3D printing is not so much for me. That's why I decided to give it away to one of my Patreons and they can enjoy fanoodling with it. I think it's a great machine. Unfortunately, I cannot get it to chooch, as you might say. But yeah, life is life. I prepared the stock, it's right here for the stamp. This is the only successful model I managed to, by successful I mean it's somewhat successful. We're gonna use that only for the pigeon because the lettering, I try to give you a close-up. The lettering is too fine and the 3D print kind of oozed over and closed the gaps, so we cannot use them. And even if they were printed correctly, they're printed upside down. I mean, right side up. I mean, right way. They need to be switched over because it's a stamp. So we're gonna, you know, so they need to be mirrored, which I forgot to do. And even in the failed attempts that after the remodeling, I forgot to do that as well. So we're gonna do a different approach, a little bit more complicated, but I think it will take more time, but we can make it. We can make it if we try. Next we got these two. These are mirrored. P-E-O-G. I'm already messing this up. Pigeon. Spelling with Batman. Yeah. There we go. And then gonna start with the 2mm. Well, four here, 2mm over there. Which reminds me, I need to switch the pantograph again. Now we have a little bit of motion on the z-axis. Well, it's a weird z-axis because it's on an axle, so it's that's the right term. Let's turn this on and blast off. Hey, yeah, baby. So my friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. Before I go, I really want to tell you about Maker Central that is coming in a couple of months. It's between the 18th and 19th of May. And I always go every year, I go there. It's basically the only time I can meet you guys and other makers, especially that a lot of makers in the States. That's the only time I get to meet them here in Europe or in England, which is not Europe. Well, it's you. If you use my link to get tickets to the place, I get a little commish, which is why not? That's also I want to, as always, thank my Patreons that, well, they obviously gonna get now stamped letters, which is nice. Consider also going there if you would like to support the channel. This is helps tremendous, like it more than helps. It does everything. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.